Hello, I'm Red3yz and I'd like to welcome you to episode 3 of my Minecraft Let's Play. So first of all, a big welcome to all the new arrivals, and along with that a big shout out to Etho and Docm for the unexpected likes. I didn't send them these videos, so I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, there's a bit of a change of pace today. Basically I messed up the filming a lot. I should have kind of thought about what I was doing because I just got really carried away, and when I tried to kind of make a montage or whatever, it didn't work at all. It was just too random and messy. So I've learned a lot, but I'm not too happy with this episode. But let me know what you think. It's much more of a talkie. I'm just going to explain a few random experiments I was working on. I don't know how useful they are, but I don't know, that's what I've been doing, so check it out, okay? So to recap from last week, I went down to my mob trap, I finished digging out the second layer. Nothing too eventful happened. I'll show you a bit more about the spiders in a bit. I went down to the caves and hunted down some more gold. I only got another 18, no diamonds, a bunch of redstone, some lapis. But I had it on peaceful because I was watching some StarCraft or something. And I went back and did some more slime experiments. I've confirmed, I guess, they can't be used as a grinder. They just kind of mold into the other mobs and they become one. So that's not going to work. And the last thing I was going to do is start working out the redstone nightmare that is going to control the whole crushing system. And what I decided was actually it's going to be extremely simple. It's all going to run off one clock and they're all going to be synchronized. So the first thing I want to talk about in a bit of detail is the mob trap. So I'll just jump down here. You can see I've got a ladder break to break my fall, as long as I don't land on the edge there. And you can fall right in the middle and you won't kind of fall off the ladders, as it were. Anyways, so as you can see, I currently have a viewing hatch, and you can see very nicely the mob trap. You can see they fall down into a central pit there. And I have a kind of funky spider separator. Well, I'll show you a bit of that now. And so far it seems to work. I mean, it doesn't clog, everything seems to go through okay. The water is too deep, but it still has a current at the top, so the mobs don't take any damage on the fall. So that's quite good. But the problem is the spiders are kind of congregating on the top and don't seem to be going down the 2x2 water canals very well. Or maybe it's only because I'm watching them. But I think I'll change them to 3 wide canals anyways, just to see if it changes anything. And that's pretty much it for the mob system. You all know how mob systems work. And you can see here, you know, they fall down the middle. He took some damage from the sunlight then, so eventually I'll have to remove this glass block. And looking at this glass block, you can see it's a bit more clearer. And all I did was I quickly edited out the middle of the pane of glass to give you better vision through it. And if anyone asks, I guess I can tell them how to do it. It takes about a minute, you know, so. Anyways, I'll probably change the glowstone as well. I've never liked the look of it. It just looks kind of odd. Okay, so the reason I didn't build more of the crushers and start building the whole line of them was I decided to do a bit more testing on this device here. And whereas before the damage was quite inconsistent, now it consistently gives you half a heart damage. I'll just show you now. To hop in, and every time I go through I'll take half a heart damage. And I've tried this probably 100 times and it seems to be extremely consistent. The problem before was I had lava kind of flowing over several blocks, and the bigger problem was the surrounding casing blocks were made from dirt, which is solid, so that kind of caused you to take damage inconsistently. So I'm not sure if I'll use this. The problem is it really lags my game quite a lot, but I might still try it, or something similar. Hopefully there'll be less lag one day with this kind of device, but I don't know, I guess that's quite unlikely. To build it, it's very simple. Whoops. I gotta leave that on. I think it's just made an extra block. That's gonna be kind of annoying. At least it doesn't make obsidian, I guess. But it has pushed the cart, or this block out here a few times, and it destroys the track. It destroys the rail there. Man, I just lost another powered rail there. Because the cart normally falls here. And if the water falls directly onto a track, instead of flowing into it, it destroys it. So, kind of annoying. That could easily be solved if it was made longer and you kind of put some extra pistons at the end to keep the water in at all times. So to build this type of thing, it's very simple. You just have this offset pattern of pistons. So you have 1 block, 2 block, and that pattern repeats down there. And you have 1 piston going to 1 block like so, and the other one like so. So it's not quite a right angle. 1 piston is 1 block in. And one side or actually both sides, you set the first piston to be right next to the wire, the second one 2 ticks later, the third one 4, the fourth one 6, and so on. And then the side which is shorter, I guess, like the bottom, if this was an L, imagine the bottom of the L there, and this is the side. You just set that side to 1 tick delay. And that way they all run synchronized and they push everything through quite quickly. But yeah, I don't know, it's kind of bulky, kind of slow, and lags the hell out of everything, so I'm not too sure I'll use this in the end. But it does work. So what that means is I probably will use these things, because they're like lag-free, they are fast, you know, really easy to build. You know, I guess the thing about the signs, it's not that I'm completely against it. You know, I guess I doubt it'll be removed from the game, the fact that they hold liquids above them. And, you know, this thing, I guess, uses the same trick in a way, so it's not that much better, is it? But I guess the idea is to just try and not use it, to try different things and see what happens, see what you come up with. Because, you know, why just copy exactly what other people have done? You know, you don't learn anything, do you? So, well, I don't anyways. I like to, well, I do actually, sorry, that's a complete load of crap. I guess I probably did copy Etho and all that, and the mob elevators, or mob evaders first. And I guess I just, you know, I know how they work, it's pretty cool. But, yeah, it's nice to try new things. So that's about it, really. It's, yeah, I am going to use signs holding water, but I'm going to try not to first. I guess the one thing I really don't like about it is having stuff held above a sign. It just is kind of unrealistic. Like in no situation would this occur in the real world. I know this is Minecraft and, you know, floating blocks and all that. But, I don't know. Just try and keep it natural looking anyways. Because the idea is to have an old style factory and, you know, make it look I guess, authentic as it could be. But the whole thing about not using signs has led me to make or rediscover this technology of mob ladders, as I like to call it. So this is one of the first things I actually designed in Minecraft when I got into the whole mob science thing. And what it does is very simple. The mobs kind of clump together, and when they do that, they, for some reason, decide to go upwards. Well, actually, sometimes they go down. It isn't perfect. I think it would work better with a high output system, so there's always tons of mobs flowing through. But I dicked around with this for ages, you know, I was just trying so many different variations and pistons here and there, and, you know, learning how the mobs would act bizarrely. And I guess the one important thing is, or two important things I learned to improve on my very old original design, was to have flowing water at the bottom, not a source block, and that way it kind of keeps them bouncing around. You want that water flowing towards the ladder, and that actually improves how they clump together. And you want the mobs to be sufficiently below the water stream which brings them towards the ladder. And that way the next mob will fall onto the other one. Because if it's one block higher than it is now, they will not push each other up. So, perfect timing. This is the problem that I've been having, and why I wanted to get pistons involved. And sometimes they just kind of meld together for some reason. So I was trying various devices to unclump the mobs, but the problem is I don't have a okay, that was the point I completely lost my concentration, so I've come back after a few hours, and I hope I can remember what I was saying. Problem is, the only really consistent way of separating these mobs or unclumping them relies on the trigger being somewhere else. So it's either I had it up here where this piston is, or just above it, so that the next mob would fall down and trigger it and cause the mobs to unclump. And I wanted to have it in line, so I had a pressure plate there, and I had the water one above where the ladder is there. So it would push the mob towards the pressure plate, and then this piston would push him back towards the ladder. But when I did that, the mobs would kind of go up, and they would be pushed back into this tube. Like, it does happen normally, but it would happen a lot more. So it does make a difference. But what I'll do now is I'll just hook up the best way I've found of doing it. I'll just get rid of this guy first. I think I have what I need. So first thing is to make sure the mobs don't get caught on this ladder here, because they'll be coming where this green block is. So I'll put a ladder here, that way the mobs can't get caught on it. I will fill this back in, and the water wants to be here. But before I do that, I better put in this piston, and that goes there. I'll put a solid block. I notice with the glass, they glitch into it a lot, especially the spiders, but I'll get to them in a minute. Anyways, yeah, so you do that, put the water in, so you get this flow, so it pushes them away from the tube, but towards the ladders at the same time. And then I need to hook up the trigger. Well, put a pressure plate where this piston is. How do I do it? Oh, I got one there. That's quite handy. Take that dirt out. Get the glass. Put the pressure plate on. Send the signal down. Get some redstone. And that's how I want that. And I want this one to open a tiny bit later. What this does below is push them up the ladder. So it's a two-way action. So I just need one repeater. I'll set that to anything. I don't know if it's necessary, but I just kind of like it for the look. And I think it's less likely to crush them, even though it's not really possible. I don't know. I just get paranoid about that kind of thing. I like to run everything nice and slow. And that is it. I think something must be wrong. No, that's how it works. Okay. So it will probably mess up, and you'll see how it fixes everything. Oh, I forgot to put the water back. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, it's working quite well. That's probably just because there was loads of mobs. Okay. So there they go. And one falls down, and they both fall down, and they're glitched out. Perfect. So I'll just wait for the next mob to come. Or actually I'll open the gate, and you'll see that they become unclumped. There's actually too many mobs around for this. But as you can see, they've both departed. But I didn't really catch if that was because there was another mob that fell on them or not. So I'll just wait for these to glitch out again. Okay, this is what I'm trying to demonstrate, aside from all the other problems that seem to be happening. I'm gonna make a small tweak to the system as well and see what happens. Whoops, I'll just fall down this hole first. And of course I missed what I was trying to film. So I'll just show you some clips of that. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, quite a different episode. As I said before, I messed up the recording. Lesson learned. I'll, take better care about what I'm filming and how I'm filming it next time, because I do want to show you what I do, but I don't want to make it too boring, and I don't want to spend too long making each episode, because otherwise I will get ahead of myself in the game, and then to film everything and catch up kind of makes it a bit difficult, to get everything in there. So I think I'll try and film a bit, edit it down and film a bit more and do it in kind of small sections and see how that goes. Anyways, let me know what you thought. As always, I love the comments and feedback and all that. and I'm really happy that everyone's enjoying it. So thank you everyone, and bye bye.